Hello everyone, so welcome to an episode here on Malakai McKyson. Not really a full episode, this is just me explaining that, I wanted to do just the end game, see how it would spawn, how things would happen and everything. And then I wanted to showcase a little bit of how to approach the game until the later stages. I've been thinking on doing a video precisely on the end game, on the late game only, for those interested in trying to do full map completion, that sort of idea. So one thing that I would like to mention is how I'm building up mostly the deeps now and doing one in each of the province capitals, or in all province capitals I'll build the deeps building. And that's just there. I could as well build it in the minor settlements, but I mean, you don't need that much money. You'll see in the end how it goes. You can already see that I'm earning a lot of income, or have a ton of money too. But yeah, that's the general gist, the general idea. And I have some armies here to deal with ogres. I'll plan to go against several of these enemies likely. I'll see if I can show a little bit of how I'm proceeding. Okay, I've advanced here on the north as well. That should be very easy to mop up Nagorond. Just having enough armies on each theater is also very important, that you have to count on those. And I think I can actually do a video on how many armies I would recommend to do this very seamlessly, to do it really fast. So this is, if not mistaken, just before I try to trigger the end game, because it has given me the announcement, of 20 turns or 10 turns. I think I've set it up, and now it's about to spawn. So I think that's about to spawn. This video has done quite a while. I just have been having no time, and my throat is still hurting like hell. So because I've been sick as well. So yeah, it's not exactly easy for me to record. So this has been on standby for a while. Yeah, I can still confederate, for instance, Belgar Ironhammer. He has 32 settlements. I'll try to show a little bit at least of how to do that, and then what types of actions we can do. But yeah, overall, that's the sort of plan here. So, yeah, lots of Marathi dark arcs. Yeah, she has a lot of those. So, and she has the Sword of Cain. So I'm still not at war with Marathi, but definitely that will happen for sure. And then I do not know how these mercenaries are getting so many armies, but I guess the High Elves is managing to not fight them for too long. So yeah. Now, overall, I'm just like mentioned, this is just building up all those deeps helps a lot. In terms of armies, one thing that I would say, of course, you've seen me build a lot of Slayer armies just to try out, to see what I could do with them. But one recommendation that I would always have is to have like a very standardized army, like some Iron Breakers, some Iron Drakes, following along the ones with the Slayers. Because the Slayers, they have different strengths and weaknesses, and therefore with a couple of armies you can complement one another. Okay, but for the most part, these armies are fairly good in auto-resolve as well, if you're planning to do a lot of it, and they'll still fight pretty well in combat nevertheless. So yeah, let me just show you a little bit of how I typically proceed. Prioritize control and prioritize gold producing stuff. Okay, can't believe I don't have any siege attacker there. I should have had at least one unit for it. But yeah, overall, you reach the point, once you reach this point, you can actually conquer like easily one settlement per army that you have. So like around 10 at this point, settlements per turn, even more sometimes, depending on how fast you're going with. And also because there's a lot of auto-resolving and just building up and just clicking buttons. There's some recommendations that I can give you to those. The more I think about it, the more I'd like to do a video just on that, just to ensure that people, understand when to stop, for instance, buildings, and when it's no longer like required, really. and when to just go for mass armies, and how to and the issues that you may have on that circumstance. For instance, allies, they become a big problem because they're gonna get some territories, and if you want full map completion, you'll eventually have to betray them, and that's always a tricky part of how and when you do it, etc. You know, but as you can see, this is quite easy. Let me continue the siege here. Yeah. And there's a lot of movements going on, and a lot of leveling up with skills and such. Sometimes you can just let it automatically if you could, you know, just to ensure that that message doesn't show up. You can also untick it if you're not caring too much about it. Outside, like, you can do it like every 5 turns or 10 turns if you're hoping on it, or you just plan out like every 10 turns you're gonna see the skills, you're gonna, you know, advance them, because it's not like it's gonna do a lot of difference when you're just overwhelmingly going against the enemy. I'm already speaking a little bit of the things that I'll mention on that video, on the late game video, and probably you're gonna be seeing the same one again. So this is the main 2 buildings that I'm using. The one with that gives income from all provinces, that increases it all, and the one that reduces that in general gives us per turn, you know. So that's the sort of idea that you're going for. Okay, I'm gonna unload here. Then there's those small tricks, like you see that C on the army. That means that it's complete, as in I do not consider that there's any other units that I'm missing there. And that also helps to ensure that, you know, when I'm using my armies, that C means, okay, this is a full army completed, I've planned it out, it's done, and I'm not planning to change any units that are there, which is always good, especially when you're going on these later stages of the game, you know. So some lords that I haven't moved over here. Yep. Some other stuff. Let's check on diplomacy for now. I can actually, if not mistaken, do some stuff with the Cult of Satek. Yeah, that's okay. At this point, I didn't want more alliances there or peace. I just wanted to defeat all these guys. I still have 1 more building, so always you're gonna get a little bit more in terms of construction from if you have any deals in diplomacy. Oh, okay, I can recruit, I can upgrade that. Okay, and yeah, that's a lot of income actually, and especially when conquering so much. So yeah, this is just before, if not mistaken, that I have been defeating these vampire armies. It was easy. And now on the end turn, I'm already declaring war on the ogres. Yeah, and I skipped because there was no end game, really. You know, so in essence, that was I'm still waiting on that. If not mistaken, it's set for 145 turns now. Yeah, so sorry, I thought that when I resumed this video that it was precisely before that, but it wasn't. It was just on the edge of me attacking the ogres and just doing some generalized attacks. And as you can see, I'm already invading here and towards Morathi. This is so easy when you have, of course, so many armies. I have like, what, 7, 8, I think around 10 on this theater. The lizardmen are going to be a problem later on. Overall, any armies that have high armor overall, that have high health, are always very good in auto resolve. So the lizardmen, the dwarfs, that's why they benefit so much from it. You know, and depending some here or on others. So this is when I achieved the ultimate campaign victory, which is at around turn, I can't remember even the turn actually, but it was a very nice victory to have. So what I wanted to illustrate here on the video is just not only how of course, that I completed all the victories available to Malakai, but to talk about how you can reach a certain level in the late game, and to also talk about what I would have changed in terms of Malakai. So one thing is that you always have that thing of, oh man, the Chaos Waves, they're terrible to capture, but they have been severely improved because Frozen is now much more widespread. It's actually much less troublesome. I think even the southern Chaos Wastes are a little bit more difficult now to go, in my opinion. So I wouldn't be too afraid as Malakai to ignore a little bit Astrogoth, or to just really conquer one place that you can defend and then go all over Norska. If you feel that you're under that threat. If you don't feel that you're under that threat, then I guess that's fine. But I would have changed that on my progress. As you can see, I went over on two sides immediately. I tried to go over to the Astrogoth area. I tried to go over to the Norska area, but things could have changed if the Empire or Kislev hadn't been holding on like forever. So if they hadn't, I would likely have moved over to that area or to the mountains, because of course it's quite important to have that area. So that's something that I would have changed. I would likely have embraced a little bit more going over to Norska, even though I initially was against it. This time around, I think I would have gone a little bit further there and just have a token force defending, especially considering that Kislev was guarding this so well, and then just capture the whole Nagaroth, Nagarond, sorry, and just go on that to make go on that corner instead. Of course, you can always do the other way around. You can always try to go towards the mountains, or you can go towards the area that Boris has there. So if you see that Boris, for instance, if you're fighting this campaign, and if you see that Boris is destroyed quickly, then embrace that. Just go towards that area, dominate for yourself. You can have some level of income there, and of course that will mean that at one point you're going to get rid of you're going to be the bastion of defense. So this is an interesting part that I wanted to talk about my experience here. I'm the one fighting chaos. Kislev helped a lot, yes, but overall the Empire and Bretonia, they were able to grow so much because I'm fighting the main forces that they are, that are a threat to them. So, and this starts immediately when as Malakai you go immediately against Throt, and you go immediately against what's it called, the Slanesh dude from Champions of Chaos. Now I forgot the name, but okay. And once, so many names, it's 100 of them. So Azazel, that's the name. Sorry. So you go against Azazel, you go against Throt. That's already two main enemies from Kislev that you're wrecking. And then turn 144, I completed the victory, and this began, but immediately was nothing, because the ultimate campaign victory, it's denied. This is what I wanted to showcase. So after that ultimate campaign victory was denied, I actually went forward into doing the full domination on this campaign, and I just conquered the whole map, which was quite interesting, honestly. It's quite interesting to do a full domination campaign, but I just wanted to show you, ultimate victory achieved, and then I'll make a video precisely on a few tips on how to expand and to get that ultimate victory of having the whole map. So guys, I'll see you guys on the next episode, which should be just a slightly different version of this campaign, just a video illustrating the goods and bads about full map completion. Bye bye.